Hey, thanks for stopping by. This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And, I seem to be making more and more mistakes as I get older, which I guess that's excusable, but it's still frustrating. And one of the mistakes I made was this book right here, reference book. I had this on my wish list on Amazon for quite some time, and this is an old publication, although this is a brand new issue. It's an old publication. I'll look at the date here in a minute. And I thought it would be a pretty good buying guide, and I'll tell you in a few minutes why I thought it would be. And this is for buying a used shortwave radio. The problem was two things. One is Amazon, on many of their books, maybe 75% or more, they have a quick look, I'll call it, so you can go in and view a couple of pages and specifically view the index or table of contents. Will give you some idea what the book's going to be like, whether it's going to be a good book or not. And like I say, I always try to buy things that I think will be good. I don't want to review things that I think or I know are not going to be good. It's kind of a waste of my time and my viewers' time. So I had this on my list, and even though it's an old publication, it's quite expensive. And let me go into what I mean. And now I'm going to reveal one of the problems, one of the things I overlooked. The information was there on Amazon, and I didn't look at it. And I'll tell you why in a few seconds. Well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But here, let me review my pad here, this piece of white paper I like. And now you can see the scale. This is only about 6 inches by 5 inches. So it's a small book. I didn't realize that. The reason I assumed it was a full-size book is this. If I can get it up, this thing is a heavy book. This is why. This is written by the same author, and it's the same general subject. And so I thought this was going to be like this one, like it. Not exactly the same, but like it. And the same big format with lots of content. I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. So this is an excellent book for information about old radios. And it's just got tons and tons of pages on old radios. And this is, he's got several versions of this. This is a 1942 to 1997 radios. So that's what this covers. This is the third edition. I think there might be a newer edition. I don't know. That's not important at this point. So this is an excellent reference book, and I highly recommend you getting one of these. Again, this was for radios up to 1997. Now, so I thought, based on this, that's what this would be like. I didn't do my homework. There's two things I normally check on Amazon as far as books. And one is the number of pages, and the other one is the size of the book. And if it's available, I look at the example pages they give you, and I look at the table of contents about what subjects are covered. This particular book doesn't give you that option. You can't look inside here. There were none at the local library, so I couldn't look there, so I was kind of at a loss. So you can kind of see why I made that mistake, and frankly, it was a mistake. This book is really not worth it. Even though originally this book sold for I saw it here someplace. Oh, up here, $5.95. Back then, this was probably a fair deal. A fair deal. It's only $6, and I'll get into what's in there in a minute. This one, if I can find on the back of it, this one sold for $25. And this one is more than 10 times better than this one. But it does not, it has, we start over, almost looks like a real signed copy. It does have a little bit of introduction about buying used radios. It's, let's see. Here it is, buying used radios. And it's a couple of pages. And it's got sources where you can get used radios, and the advantages and disadvantages, and some websites. And then it goes into the actual review. Well, this is a micro version of that book. And I'll show you the content here briefly. I can't reveal the whole content, but it has 12 pages similar to this one on the introduction and how to buy or where to buy radios. Those 12 pages don't provide much more information that's in the couple of pages in the big book. And of course, since the physical size of the pages are smaller, that's one of the reasons there's more pages. There is a little bit more information, but very little more. Very little more? Still gotta go find a speech therapist. It's basically not that much more. And then they have some radios. Not a whole lot. But they are newer radios than is in this third edition of this other big book. So, yeah, there's some new information. Like, look at that. Turn to the DX394, which is the one I just showed you in a previous video. And it's just got very basic information. I'm going to just pick a radio here. And, yeah, see, here's an example. And I know it won't show up too good on my crummy webcam. And I'm not comparing apples and apples because they're two different radios. But here is what's in this little book, this information. And here is what's in this larger book. A lot more information for each radio. It even gives you on this one, it gives you price ratings for new and used. This one does too. Okay, here, new price for this radio, $250 to $400. Used price, $120 to $130. So that gives you that. Maybe if I look here real closely, no, this has more information. It definitely has more information. So I'm a little disappointed. I appreciate the gentleman that sent me via Amazon this book. So now I know, and now I can tell you. Oh, also, you can't get them for $5.95 anymore. The lowest price today, and it changes every day because new vendors get new books on Amazon every day. But today I checked, this morning I checked, and the cheapest price you can get one of these used. Now this is considered a used book, but it's brand new. There's no markings, nothing. It's brand new. Used, and I don't know what the gentleman got it for, it was $9, twice the price. So it's basically a collector's item. I'm not really into collecting. No, I can't say that. I've got 400 or 500 radios, and I say I'm not into collecting. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Another listing on Amazon, it was $50. $50 for this thing. when you could get one of these brand new. I think they're a little higher than what they originally sold for. I think they're about $35 in mid condition like this. So $35. Best you can do on this right now today is $9. So say $10 to round it up. So 3 times more for the big book. It's worth it. And the little bit of buying information on the beginning of this book is basically the same information that's in the big book, with a little bit more added, a little more updated. I was going to tell you when this was published. Let's see. 1996. So this is not much newer than the third version. This is the 4th edition. This is the 3rd edition. This goes through 1997. So this is actually a little newer as far as the radio content in here than this one. 1 year. Not a big deal. But because of my mistakes, I ended up, and because of the nice gentleman that sent this to me, because I was suffering from the same dilemma. I was interested in this book, but there wasn't enough information to force me to pay that extra money. So I had been watching this book for over a year, waiting for a used one to show up that was a reasonable price. Say, like, since this is $5.95 new, I was looking for something around that price. Now, typically, I have been able to get books off of Amazon used for $1. And I have hundreds of books on just this subject, plus on Android devices and a couple other of my hobbies. Typically $1 with $3.95 shipping. So basically $5. This one had not ever gotten to that level. Again, I thank the gentleman for purchasing this for me. I don't know what he paid for it. I'm guessing $10, but I don't know. So I have to say no on this book. It's not, even if you could get it for $1, yeah, okay, grab it. $1 plus $4 shipping, yeah, grab it. $10, no. No. I would suggest you spend the extra money and get this. Especially, now this one, like I said, came brand new. As a matter of fact, when they're brand new, they come with this cover that protects it. That's a great indication that it's brand new, that it has this cover. So, I'm going to have to say no on this one. I'm sorry. I hate to be a downer, but I have to say no on this one and pass on this one, even though it has some good starter information, but nothing compared to this one. So anyway, that's the show for today. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. I'm hoping my shows, enhance your day, even the slightest amount. That's my intent. And I thank everyone for giving me comments, making correction. I make mistakes. And as I said before, I'm making a lot more now that I'm getting old. So I enjoy the feedback. Bye-bye.